I want to ask you 3 questions, and I want you to answer them honestly, not as you wish they could be answered, but as they would actually be answered right now, today in your organization. I'm Anne-Marie Hurk, Executive Crisis Readiness Advisor. My work sits at the intersection of readiness and governance, specifically decision authority under pressure. This series asks one question: can your organization function without you? So here are the 3 questions. What decisions stop when you're unavailable? Who has the authority to make them in your absence? And do they know they have that authority? Most executives I work with can answer the first 2 with reasonable confidence. They know what decisions flow through them. They've thought about who would step in. They might even have an informal understanding with a deputy or direct report. But the third question, do they know they have the authority, is where it gets uncomfortable. Because there is a significant difference between delegating authority and communicating delegation. Between assuming someone knows they can decide and actually telling them clearly, formally, in writing that they can. That's the gap between delegated authority and known authority. That's where organizations freeze. I've seen it. A situation develops while a key executive is unavailable. The team knows roughly who should handle it, but no one is certain they're actually authorized to act. So they wait. They send messages. They try to reach the person who's supposed to be unreachable. They delay. And in that delay, whether it's an operational decision, a vendor contract, a regulatory response, or the first moments of a security incident, that the cost of the governance gap becomes real. Undocumented delegation is not delegation. If your team doesn't know they can decide, they won't. They'll wait for you. And waiting in a crisis is in itself a decision, one with consequences you didn't choose. For organizations working through CMMC, this is not a soft concern. CMMC requires that roles and responsibilities are assigned and communicated. The standard doesn't give credit for intent. I assume they knew, will not satisfy an assessor. What satisfies an assessor is documentation. Who is authorized to do what, under what circumstances, and how that authority was communicated. And from a crisis readiness standpoint, the first 20 minutes of any serious incident should never include the question, who's in charge right now? That question should already be answered. And it should be answered before the incident happens, in writing, in your governance structure, in your understanding your team carries with them every day. If it doesn't, you're making governance decisions in the middle of an operational crisis. That's the worst time possible. So go back to the 3 questions. What decisions stop when you're unavailable? Who has authority? And do they know? If you can't answer all 3 questions with confidence, that's where the work starts. In the next episode, the gap between your official authority map and the one that actually runs your organization. They rarely are the same document.